Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Plenty video. So I thought that I would do a propagation themed video where we take a bunch of cuttings. I did a video like this in like January or February and y'all really seemed to like it, so I thought I would do it again. And I'm also due to do another round of propagations, especially for all of my string ofs, because I guess it's kind of like a continuation of that video in a way, because I'm on a mission to just get fuller, I always want to say hanging baskets, even though these aren't really like hanging baskets. I picture that to be like a large plant. These are still just small plants. But the goal is to have like large hanging basket type plants of these one day. So I'm basically just on a journey of continually cutting these plants, propagating, and then potting those cuttings back into the mother. I'm doing this with a lot of my plants right now. I actually have a list of all of the plants that I want to propagate today. So we do have a lot of cuttings to take today. But I also... What? Somebody's in play mode right now. You trying to play? I'll play with you in a minute, okay? Okay, as I was saying, I just want to take this opportunity in the beginning of this video to show you some plants that I currently have propagating. And a lot of them, actually I think pretty much all of them are new plants. A lot of them were gifted to me by a subscriber, which is so nice. Actually, they both are from subscribers. One of them is from a trade that I did, and then the other package was just sent to me as a gift, and it was full of so many goodies. So yeah, I've recently acquired several new plants, and a lot of them were cuttings that I'm currently trying to root up, so I'm just going to show you like what I have going on. Okay, so the first one that I currently have rooting, actually some of these cuttings were rooted, but some of them weren't, but they are rooting up really well. But it is Begonia thurstonii. I'm not sure if that's how you say that, but I think so. I'll have the names on the screen anyways. But this was sent to me by a subscriber, like I said. But this is a beautiful, really like dark and glossy leafed begonia, and then the back sides are kind of like red, maroony color. It's so pretty. Also has a bit of a fuzz to it. It's just so cute. I love dark leafed plants and I love dark leaf begonias. I got my begonia Linda Dawn because of the really dark foliage, but it's turned spotty on me, so I'm glad that I have another dark leaf begonia that I can grow out. It does have some new leaves coming in even. Actually, it has a lot of points where there's new leaves coming in, but right here you can see a baby leaf is coming in. And there is one right here. Oh, that one's like coming out of the water. My goodness, get back in. Get back in. But yeah, you can see lots of roots in here, and on the cuttings up here there's roots too. I find begonias root super easily in water, so yeah, this is going very well so far. And once I pot that up, I'm gonna have like a pretty full plant already because there's so many cuttings, which is really nice. And then next, I thought I would just show these. I've had these, well, the pothos ones, I've had them sitting on my kitchen counter forever. I was about to toss them, but then they finally started rooting for me. So it's just a small little Marble Queen pothos cutting. I had this in with my silver sword when it wasn't rooting to try to give it a boost. It didn't work. It just ended up like making this cutting all gross and sad. So I took it out, put it in its own vessel, and yeah, it's rooting up now. And I also took a cutting of my variegated string of hearts the other day because this plant has pretty much completely croaked on me. All of the leaves are just like shriveled, and see if you can see, they're just shriveled, not looking great. They were all kind of dying off, so I cut the plant completely back. I don't know if it's gonna make it, but I took these cuttings just to see if anything would happen, and they actually started rooting up like immediately. It's only been a few days, but I find that string of hearts roots so fast, so maybe I will be able to save my variegated string of hearts and it will live on. I hope so, because I love variegated string of hearts. I love string of hearts in general, and the variegated one is just so pretty with that really like deep pink. It's so gorgeous, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so next I have a plant that is quite unique to me. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I've heard of this plant and I've seen it online, but I've never seen one in person before. So I'm just really excited to try to grow this. I will say that this is the one that has struggled the most from shipping. And so it's a little bit droopy. That's just my little warning. But this is a Piper crocatum. And it is so pretty. Like I said, a little bit sad and droopy from shipping. I did just change out the water, so that's why the plant is a little wet. If you are wondering, I gave it a little rinse. I was quite worried about this, but after inspecting it just now, I'm feeling a bit better because although I don't have any roots yet, I'm patiently waiting for roots on this guy. This leaf is like very firm and healthy feeling. So I have two separate cuttings in here and this leaf is its own cutting. So I'm thinking if anything, this one leaf should hopefully root up and survive just because it seems healthy. I mean, the other cutting has these 3 leaves. They seem a little bit droopy. They might root up and come back, but I'm just feeling more confident about the one that's firm. So either way, hopefully at least one of these cuttings makes it and I can experience growing this plant in my home. It is really beautiful and like I said, just different from anything else that I have. So very excited about that one. Okay, so next I have another couple of plants that I have never grown in my collection before and are very different from a lot of plants that I have in my collection. So there are 2 Peperomia rooting up in this jar, 2 different types. So the first type that I have in here is the parallel Peperomia. As you can see, there's several cuttings of this guy, and this plant probably surprised me the most when I opened this package. It was just so striking. I couldn't believe how healthy and vibrant and like firm the leaves were after shipping. This one just looked like completely happy and it even had new growth coming in and everything. I can see right now it's even pushing out new growth on several of these vines. And the pink vine is just so cute. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's like quite a vibrant like red or pink stem on these. Very cute. I am definitely excited to grow this plant out. It looks like it's rooting up pretty well in here. Oh yeah, we have some little roots. Oh yeah. Yeah, that guy's gonna be just fine. And then the other Peperomia that I have in here, I was excited about because I've received a lot of comments of people telling me that I should get this Peperomia because they think that I would really like it. And that is Peperomia Hope. So the other cuttings in here, that's what that is, Peperomia Hope. And it's so cute. I love these little round leaves. And again, just seems really hardy. Didn't really suffer any damage from shipping or anything like that. Has a little growth coming out on the ends. And I'm pretty sure that this one is rooting up as well. It's hard to tell without pulling these all out. Oh yeah, I can see roots. Yeah, so both of these different types of Peperomia in here are rooting up. Can't wait to pot these up probably in a couple more weeks. Okay, so next I have a Hoya that I've really been wanting, and unfortunately this poor guy really did not enjoy shipping either, so he's looking a little sad, just a warning. But this is Hoya multiflora, and I really wanted this one for the blooms. It has those like shooting star type blooms. It is just the coolest looking Hoya. I want like a big one with multiple blooms coming. That would just be amazing. But yeah, as you can see, some damage on the leaves. And I'm just really hoping that he's gonna root. There's actually a peduncle on this cutting too. Like, oh my goodness, so precious. No roots yet, but I'm just like really hoping that he will root up for me. So I'll keep you guys posted on this plant, whether it roots or not. Hopefully it does. I think I'm gonna change the water out later today and add a little bit of Super Thrive too, just to give it a boost. So, okay, now next I have a couple different plants in this one. First of all, I have a cutting that I took of my Begonia Linda Dawn. I think I might have actually taken this in a video, or perhaps it was a Patreon video, but I did recently cut up my Begonia, wait, what is this called? Begonia Gray Feather, because I'm just trying to create a bushier plant, and if you want like a fuller begonia, you really do need to chop them back. So it's only been probably like I don't know, maybe 10 days or something, and it's quite rooted already. And then the other plant that's in here is a wish list plant, actually, that I traded for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago now. And it is a Variegated Hoya obovata. Look how gorgeous that is. As you can see, it is very well rooted. This like didn't even need to root more. It was fully rooted when I got it, but I've just been lazy and I've popped it in water. So I need to pot this up as soon as possible. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my beautiful Variegated Hoya obovata. Yeah, these guys have just been chilling in the same vessel together. Honestly, these both could be potted up, so gotta get on that. And then next we have another plant that I've seen these around a lot and I think that they're so beautiful, but I've never grown one before. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I did used to have a different type, but this specific plant I've never grown before, and that is a black pagoda lipstick plant. Like, look how pretty the pattern on the leaves is. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to grow this out. It's just gonna be a very beautiful trailing plant. I definitely need to change the water. It looks a little unwell. This one hasn't rooted yet either. It's right in my windowsill though, getting a lot of light, so I'm really hoping that it will root on me. The leaves look pretty good, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I cannot wait to pot this up and start growing it out. I had just a regular green lipstick plant a couple of years ago now, and it bloomed for me only once or twice, but it was very beautiful when it bloomed, and I just love when anything blooms for me, so I'm excited to have another plant that's like known as a bloomer, you know? Oh, I have another good one to show you guys too. Oh wait, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I had so many plants propagating right now to show you, so sorry, but I just have to show you a couple more. Okay, so first of all, I have 2 more Hoya to show you. Now these I got with a trade that I did, but they were sent to me as bonus cuttings, which was so generous. I actually did a haul of this. Yeah, I did a haul of these plants. Or was it an unboxing? No, it was a haul. I did a haul of some new plants on my Patreon recently. So if you're subscribed to my Patreon, you may have seen these there, but oh my goodness, I don't even know what these are anymore. I need to look at the note. I keep forgetting what this variegated one is called. Oh, right. Okay. So this variegated one is Hoya incrustada inner variegated, and that's what it looks like. I think it's rooting up, is it? Or is that just the other one that's rooting up? Oh gosh. Oh, it's just starting to root. I just have like 1 or 2 little roots on this one. Yeah, but very beautifully variegated Hoya. It has that like creamy and different tones of green kind of variegation that I really like on Hoya. So that was very generous for her to include that. And then this is a Hoya carnosa, but it's a very splashy version. So she said that she's getting like really silvery leaves the more that she propagated this plant. So I'm going to pot this up, and then I'm going to be taking cuttings of it just to see what kind of coloration I can get on the leaves on this. It's just so pretty though. Like, look at that. So gorgeous. And that one is rooting really well. You can see all the roots in there are basically from that carnosa. I don't know which way you can see best, like this or like that, but yeah, lots of roots on that guy. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to show you. This came to me as a cutting, and oh my goodness, it has rooted so much in water. It's actually been living in my greenhouse cabinet because I was so shook when I saw this in the package. Yeah, I just think that this is so gorgeous. So this is Begonia Magdalene Madsen, and apparently this is a hybrid of Begonia listata, which it very much resembles, but look at how beautiful this begonia is. It's like velvety and fuzzy and soft, and yeah, it's just so striking. I wish you could see it in person. But needless to say, I'm very excited to be growing this. Look at the new baby leaf that's coming in. Like, is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? So sweet. Very well rooted, as you can see. I cannot believe, oh my gosh. Trying to show you the roots, but it's hard. I cannot believe how much this plant has rooted for me. There we go. Yeah, lots of juicy roots. I can pot this up anytime as well. I have so many things to pot up, Plus I'm taking new propagations. It's just a busy little planty home over here right now. Okay, so I think that is it for everything I have propagating. Is it? I don't know. I think that's all I will show though, or else this is gonna go on forever. We still have a lot of stuff to do in this video. I should clarify, that's what I have propagating right now in water. I still have my perlite prop box going. I still have my containers of my silver sword propagations and a couple of other things. So yeah, got a lot. I do need to do an updated like perlite propagation box video though, because a lot of things in there need to come out, need to be potted up. It's just a lot is going on in there right now, including some exciting things like my El Choco Red Chonk now has 2 leaves. My Monstera Dubia is literally scaling the side of the box. It's so crazy. So if you want to see an updated video on that, then leave me a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like this video if you like propagation videos. It really helps me to determine what type of content you want to see, and it helps out my channel. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with a couple at a time so I can show you them. The first one that I'm going to be doing is our string of spades, which has grown a lot. It's like a lot juicier than it was earlier this year. If you haven't seen that first propagation video I did at the beginning of the year, I recommend that you watch it because you can see what these plants look like before and see how far they've come. But yeah, this is just like a lot bigger. So that is the first one. And then the other one that I'm going to show you right now is my string of needles. And same thing, it's grown so much. I cannot believe this plant. It is like so juicy now. Like these leaves, like oh my goodness, they are so thick now. It just looks so good. I think that this plant is so unique. I cannot wait to have a full one. Yeah, it's grown a lot. So we are going to be chopping both of those obviously. And I've also whipped out my trusty propagation station. This is what I usually go for when I'm propagating these string ofs because they're just so dainty. They can fit in a small little vessel like this. So I've got that there. I'm going to be water propagating everybody today. That's just the easiest way for these. Honestly, you might just be able to stick the cuttings back into the potting mix for this type of plant, but I'm just going to water propagate anyways. It goes so quickly and you can see the progress and everything. So I just like doing it that way. They love to get tangled. Okay, so for the string of needles, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll chop like right here. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. I'm not too fussed about where I chop, so let's just boop. Okay. So now we've got one long one and then a few smaller ones. And this is what he looks like now after his haircut. It's so hard to show these plants, especially the really dainty ones. Like, I don't know if you can even see, but he's, I don't know, 1.5 feet long now. I'm just going to separate the cuttings. Oh, this is like a double one. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is just remove the lower leaves here that are gonna be submerged in the water because they're probably just gonna rot off anyways, and I'm also just gonna shorten the stem. Remove these leaves. And he'll root up from that node there. So that one is good to go. This one is pretty long. I'm probably gonna put it into 2. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it here. Don't really need that internode. So there's another one. Oh, I guess I need to remove the leaves again. Do that. I'm gonna remove the leaves on this one. Kind of sucks removing these like big chunky leaves because I love them so much, but he will grow and all will be well. Like, look at this. That is big for this plant. I know that they can get a lot bigger, but for my little baby, that's pretty decent size. I'm quite happy about it. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings of that plant to root up. So I'm just going to stick them into here, and I'll fill that up with water after. Those should do really well. And then next we have my string of spades. Now I thought I saw some that looked kind of yellow that I could remove. Now whenever I get yellowing leaves on my string ofs, it's usually from underwatering, which I've definitely underwatered this plant. It lives right in my south window and it's in this tiny thing. Actually, once the cuttings root up, I'm gonna be up potting this, and same with the other one. Anything in a really small pot I'm gonna be up potting because yeah, it's just gonna be time. They just dry out so fast. So I'm probably gonna cut right here on this guy because a lot of his other ones are that length anyways, but he's got a long tail on this one, so let's do that. Boop. Perfect. Move him over. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to cut these in two. This one's good actually. It's got such a, it's so leggy right here, so I think I'm just gonna cut that whole segment off and we'll start lower. And then I'll remove these leaves. So that's one. And then this one I'm going to cut into two right there. Remove these leaves. And this will be the next one. This is actually quite a thick vine on this one right here. All right, so that was quick and easy for that one. I'm gonna put these into a little vessel as well. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to probably my favorite of the bunch, and that is my String of Hearts Silver Glory. I am telling y'all, this plant is so pretty. If you like String of Hearts, if you've ever been unsure on whether the Silver Glory is worth it, I think it definitely is. This looks much different than my regular String of Hearts. The shape is different. The coloring is different. It's just, oh, it's so pretty, and this is giving me really large leaves recently as well. Yeah, it's growing so well for me. Okay, now that I've tangled it up again, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, hold please. This is one that I'm actually trying to keep somewhat untangled. Okay, yeah, this one has grown so much. I think I'm gonna take a pretty decent amount of cuttings. I'm going to cut it about, should I do it there? Yeah, I'm gonna cut it about here. It's just, boop, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so short now, but that's okay because we're gonna end up with a fuller plant and then we can grow it all out. Yeah, this is what she looks like now. Okay, I'm gonna set her aside. This plant has actually been blooming for me quite a bit recently, but I always cut off the flowers just because I want it to focus on giving me new leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna cut all of these in half. Let's see, right here I'm gonna do. It's one. Wow, these leaves, you guys, holy cow. Okay, I have to show you. I have to show you how big they are. Look at those. That is massive. Look at the back, how purple. Like, are you kidding me? Okay, so there's all my Silver Glory cuttings. Now the last string ofs I have are my regular string of hearts, and oh my goodness, when I tell y'all this is a rat's nest, like I originally propagated this plant because it was so tangled and I didn't really have another option, and now it's completely tangled again, and it's getting tangled to my other one as well. Let me separate these. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love this plant, but like it's just a clump, you know? So I don't even know what to do. Like, what should I do at this point? Ugh, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even think it really needs to be cut because it's not that long. It has like one strand that's kind of long, but I just don't know what to do with it. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I want it to be like growing nice like my other ones, but it's just, I think it got tangled once and that was it. It was just downhill from there. So should I start this over again and try for a third time to grow like a nice one, or should I just leave it and just keep filling out a full pot? I'm not sure, but I do have this other one that I wanted to show you, because if you saw my first propagation video that I was talking about, I actually took all the cuttings from that one. This was all cuttings, that one, and they were taken from this plant, and I cut this entirely back. Like there was nothing. There was just some nodes on the top, and I wasn't even sure if it was gonna grow, but it did grow, and it's actually turned into quite a cute little plant now, and I'm just like really impressed at that. I just think that that's so cool. So these can definitely just grow from just the little nodes, and it's quite long. So yeah, it's just been doing really great. I was thinking of just like keeping this one because this just feels more manageable than the other one, but I don't really know. Both of my string of hearts, I'm just like not really sure what I want to do with them. I want like a nice plant of this, but I have this one and then I have the big rat's nest one. So what's a girl to do? I don't know. Maybe I will take a cutting of this one just so I can keep working on it if I decide to just keep this one. Okay, I'll take some cuttings of this one just for fun. So I'm gonna take this one, this one, and this one. 3 cuttings. Set her aside. And I'm just gonna do the same thing, getting repetitive at this point, I'm sure. Okay, so I do just have a few more plants that I want to take cuttings of in this video. So the next one is going to be my Hoya linearis. Now I recently propagated this in a different video, but it needs to be cut again, so I'm going to be doing that today. I'm really on a mission to create a full pot of this, and I also wanted to give an update on the cuttings that we did last time because I potted them up, and I also potted some just into the soil without water propagating. Some of them, I think these like, well, I can't even remember which ones it was, but some of them I had rooted in water, and then some of them I just stuck straight into the soil, and I can say that they are all doing really well. I have not lost any cuttings. It's been a few weeks now, so yeah, I'm sure that they're all, yeah, they all feel like rooted in there. So both ways is good for this plant, I would say. I don't know what I'll do today. I might water propagate today just because I don't really know how much room I have. I might have to like do a repotting situation. We'll see. But for now, today, I'm just going to be taking some cuttings. I'll actually probably cut it here. I usually look for spots that are kind of sparse, so if you can see, there's a couple nodes without any leaves, so I'm gonna cut there. It's gonna make this plant quite a bit shorter, but I'm okay with that because then it's not like dragging on my bed or my floor. So this hangs on my bed frame. There, that's like a more manageable length for him. So cute. Obsessed with this plant, just obsessed. I cannot believe that he had a peduncle too, and I didn't even notice, and it just completely dried up. I think I probably didn't water this plant enough, so it just did not make it. Okay, so you have to watch Hoya because they put out this milky stuff, and this will stain. Like if you get this on furniture or clothes or anything, it's really hard to get off. Okay, so we're obviously gonna have to break this up into smaller cuttings. Let's look at these one at a time here. This one, I am just going to cut in the middle, I guess, like right here. This one's already good to go because there's a couple nodes there that it can root from. This one, I'm just going to do the same thing, remove the leaves. I do this on pretty much most plants that I propagate, just like remove the lower leaves. I mean, you could leave them on, but really they're just going to be either underwater or get buried when you go to repot, so it just makes sense to remove them. And then I'm gonna separate this guy. How am I gonna do that? Maybe, I mean, here would make the most sense, but that's quite a long. I think I'm gonna do 3 for this one. Cut there, and then cut here. Because it has an empty node on this one too, so it kind of made sense to cut it there. Okay, I'm just gonna let those kind of callus just for a few minutes just because they're so milky. And then I guess I will water propagate them because I do have this one little vial left, so I'm just gonna use that for these guys. While that's hanging out there, I'm gonna talk about the next one, and that is my Synapsis jade satin. And this is what it was looking like. This is what it is looking like now, which, like, oh my goodness, first of all, look how pretty that is. Even like the progression. I love all of these leaves so much. However, I do want to try to maintain just like, you know, the jade satin look for this plant. So I am going to be cutting off the silver bits and then moving this to lower light, which has been suggested by several people. So I'm going to give that a go and just see if I can get more of these deep green leaves. But this is so beautiful. Like, honestly, people would pay a lot of money for a scindapsus that looks like this. So pretty. So I'm just gonna cut like somewhere after, I have 4 green leaves, so I'm just gonna cut somewhere after that. And then propagate the silver ones and see, like, I'm curious if it's gonna keep growing silver like this or not. But I'm just gonna cut, oh, like that. I should probably separate this into a couple different cuttings. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so there's one cutting. Silver leaves. Just gonna set that down, and then this cutting, which has a leaf that is on the way, which looks the same as this one, like beautiful silver color. I love this so much, and the leaves are massive, like the biggest leaves I've seen on one of my scindapsus. Yeah, so really pretty plant. Just gonna take that sheath off so it doesn't just like get gross. I might put this in my perlite propagation box. I don't really know yet. I'm gonna set it down there for now. Maybe I will water propagate it actually. Anyways, we're left with this little guy. So I'm going to move this. I might just put it on my desk in the living room here because it's just gonna get like soft, indirect light, and we'll see what it does. If it does anything, I honestly don't know. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. I've been meaning to do this for so long though. I did end up putting it in water just to show you. All right, I think these are all ready to go into here, so let's do that. And now I'm gonna fill them all up with water. Alright, so that's those ones all done. I'm gonna find some place to put this that gets some light. Don't know where that's gonna be, but let me go investigate. Alright, so this is what I have come up with. This is getting light from my Soltec Solutions bulb up there, and it's just hanging off of the plank that my Monstera dubia is on, so you know, you just gotta work with what you've got going on, and that's what I'm doing. So I think these are gonna root up really quickly here. They're getting a lot of light. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep my eye on them, top up the water for the next couple weeks, and then they'll probably be ready to pot up. Okay, so let me tell you what's left on my list. Actually, we only have one plant left on the list. That's awesome. The only one left is my Begonia sinbad. So this begonia has grown out of control. Let me just show it to you. Okay, so here she is. I cannot believe how big she is now. This is like a full freaking plant, and so beautiful. Just look at her. Wow. Okay, so I'm wanting to chop her up, obviously. I want to create a larger plant, so I'm going to root some cuttings, and then I'm going to be repotting this because it's just in sphagnum and like perlite and maybe pon, it looks like, at the bottom. So it needs a more permanent home, but I do just want to root some cuttings first so that I can pot that all up together. And then I probably am going to be transitioning this out of the greenhouse cabinet. Now, my friend who gave this to me has warned me that these can react badly if you just take them out of the cabinet like I usually do with my plants. So I'm really glad that she has warned me of this. So I'm going to be like gradually acclimatizing this to my home. Not sure how I'm going to go about that yet. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. But today we're just going to be cutting her, and then I'm just going to be, wow, she's like, she's so top heavy. She really needs to be cut. I've said this a lot before, but I really like to cut my begonias because it just encourages them to branch out and bush out and get a nice full plant. Whoop. So I just cut the top off. Now she's gonna give me new shoots of growth off of that one, and then, oh, I hate to remove this leaf, I hate it, but I probably should. Or should I just try to root her like this and leave that leaf on? It's so pretty. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna leave it on. We'll see how it goes. I might have to remove it later when I repot her, but for now I don't think it's gonna be in the way too much. Ugh, I just can't get over how pretty she is. And the baby leaf coming in, so cute. I hope it's gonna be okay coming in water. Oh. All right, so she is in water now. I'm going to pop these both back into the greenhouse cabinet. Okay, wow, that was quite the propagation extravaganza. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for updates. I can't wait to pot these all up. I've just got so much propagating right now. It's very exciting. I also have a lot of fun videos and project videos in the works. I just started one today, which is a specific propagation project that I'm doing. Yeah, growing season is definitely in full swing. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat with you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!